I never thought the man who was supposed to protect me would be the one who almost ended my life. My name is Emily. And for most of my teenage years, I lived on a quiet army base with my mom and my stepfather, Mark. He was a retired soldier. Tall, disciplined, the kind of man everyone on base respected. When he first married my mom, I actually felt safe. After years of moving from place to place with just the two of us, it felt like we finally had a real family. But behind closed doors, the mask slowly slipped out at first. It was small things. The way he'd criticize everything I did. The way he controlled the house like it was still his barracks. Mom always made excuses for him. He's just stressed from his old deployments. I believed her. I wanted to believe her. I told myself that if I was quieter, better, more obedient, the tension would go away. Until that night. It was a little after midnight. Rain was hammering against the windows of our base housing. I had come home late from studying at a friend's house, only 15 minutes past curfew. The second I stepped through the door, I felt the air change. Mark was sitting in the living room. Lights off, just the glow of the TV on his face. His eyes were cold. "Where have you been?" His voice was low, but I could hear the rage simmering underneath. I tried to explain, but he didn't want explanations. He stood up, and before I could even back away, his hand cracked across my face so hard my vision blurred. "You think you can disrespect this house? After everything I've done for you?" That was only the beginning. He grabbed me by the arm and slammed me against the wall. I begged him to stop. I screamed for my mom, but she just stood in the hallway, frozen tears running down her face, whispering, "Mark, please, she's just a kid." He didn't listen. His fists came down again and again on my arms, my back, my ribs. Every blow felt like it shattered something deeper than bone. I could taste blood in my mouth. My body crumpled to the floor, but he kept going, yelling that I was ungrateful, that I was ruining his perfect family. In that moment, I truly believed I was going to die. Asterisk, the pain was unbearable, but what hurt even more was the betrayal. This was the man who had promised to be a father to me. The same man who once taught me how to ride a bike on base and told me stories about his time in the military. Now he was using that same strength to break me. I curled into a ball on the cold tile floor, trying to protect my head as another kick landed. My phone had fallen out of my pocket during the struggle. It lay just a few feet away, screen cracked but still lit up. Through swollen eyes, I saw my mom turn away. She didn't call for help. She didn't step in. She just whispered, "You." Made him angry. "Emily, just stay quiet." That was the moment my heart truly broke. I had always defended her. I had convinced myself she was scared too. But in that instant, I realized she had chosen him over me, again and again. The woman who was supposed to protect her daughter was standing there, doing nothing while I was being beaten. Tears mixed with blood on my face. My body screamed in agony, but my mind was racing. I knew if I didn't do something right then, this might be the last night of my life. With shaking fingers, I reached for my phone. My vision was blurry. My ribs felt like they were on fire, but I managed to unlock it. I didn't call 911. I didn't have time for that. Instead, I opened my messages and typed 3 letters with everything I had left. SOS, then I added the address of our quarters and hit send. To the one person I knew would come. My older brother, Ryan. He wasn't just my brother. He was active duty, Army Special Forces. The kind of soldier they send in when everything else fails. He had always told me, if you're ever in real trouble, you send that word. I'll come running, no questions. I prayed he would see. And in time, Mark noticed what I was doing. He ripped the phone from my hand and threw it across the room. "Who are you texting? You think someone's going to save you?" He laughed, but there was something uneasy in his voice now. I closed my eyes and whispered through split lips, "It's already done." The next few minutes felt like hours. He kept shouting, pacing, threatening what would happen if I ever told anyone. My mom cried silently in the corner. I lay there on the floor, every breath hurting, wondering if this was how it ended. Broken, betrayed, and alone. But I wasn't alone, because somewhere out in the night, my message had been received. Asterisk less. Then 8 minutes later, I heard the sound that changed everything. Dot boots, heavy, fast, purposeful boots coming up the walkway. Then the front door exploded open, literally kicked in with one powerful strike. 4 men in tactical gear burst into the house, weapons drawn, moving like shadows. At the front was my brother Ryan, his face carved from stone, eyes blazing with a fury I had never seen before. "Get away from her, now." Mark froze. For the first time that night, the bully became the one who looked small. "What the hell is this?" he barked, trying to sound in control. Ryan didn't answer with words. He crossed the room in 2 strides, grabbed Mark by the collar, and slammed him against the wall so hard the pictures rattled. "You put your hands on my sister?" His voice was ice cold. "Big mistake." The other Special Forces operators moved like a well-oiled machine. One of them gently helped me up while another secured the scene. They called for medical immediately. I could barely stand, but I felt safe for the first time in years. Mark tried to protest. He claimed I was lying, that I was rebellious, that this was all a misunderstanding, that the bruises covering my body told a different story. My mom finally broke down and admitted what had been happening. Too late. The military police arrived right behind them. Mark was handcuffed in his own living room, right in front of the neighbors who had come out to see what the commotion was about. The respected soldier was exposed as the monster he truly was. That night, he was taken into custody. Charges were filed: assault, domestic violence, child endangerment. Because of Ryan's connections and the clear evidence, the case moved fast. Mark lost everything: his reputation on base, his benefits, and eventually his freedom. My mom. She had to face what she had allowed. We're still working through that pain, but I'm learning to set boundaries. Some betrayals cut the deepest when they come from the people who were supposed to love you most. As for me, I spent weeks healing, physically and emotionally. The bruises faded, but the strength I found that night never left. I learned something powerful in the darkest moment of my life. You don't have to be strong enough to fight back alone. Sometimes, all it takes is one quiet message, 3 little letters, to bring the light rushing in. Never be afraid to reach out when you're breaking. There are people who will mountains or kick down doors to protect you. And to anyone listening who feels trapped, scared, or alone in their own home, please know this: you are not powerless. You are not ungrateful for wanting safety, and you are never truly alone. Send the message. Reach for help. Your rescue is closer than you think. I'm Emily, and I survived. More than that, I'm healing, I'm growing, and I'm finally free. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, your voice, even when it's only 3 letters long, can change everything. Asterisk.